Finally, some people are fighting back against this academic madness, and we love to see it, right?
It's wonderful news, and I can't overstate this enough, Dan. We are at war. Now, the famous political philosopher Edmund Burke said the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. And let me tell you that extreme political correctness, hard left wokeism, which is what this is borderline evil because it seeks to rewrite our history, to change our language. It's illiberal, it's cruel, it's illogical, and it's wrong. And I credit John Cleese for using his platform. He is too famous and too rich and has too much of a legacy to be cancelled, the same way that J.K. Rowling, who has spoken out perfectly reasonably on gender ideology, has used her platform. She's pretty much the second best-selling author behind God, so she can't be cancelled. We've seen it with the comedian Dave Chappelle, who discussed trans issues in his stand-up comedy show. So these people are heroes, and history will remember them very fondly for speaking out and for calling out this nonsense. And I'm very disappointed by others, the likes of Lorraine Kelly, who we both know very well, ITV broadcaster, a huge talent, of course, bit of a legend. But she interviewed the Professor Kathleen Stock, who, of course, has now lost her job, hounded out of Sussex University. She interviewed her on her daytime TV show, and then afterwards sent a tweet effectively throwing Kathleen Stock under the bus, challenging the very reasonable things that Stock had said. So there are a few winners and a few losers when it comes to this battle, Dan.
Yes, although, Mark Dolan, you're a very naughty man, aren't you? You're a very naughty man. You cannot say something negative about Lorraine Kelly around this man. I mean, what are you trying to do? Get me cancelled?
Look, I know she's your best mate, and she is a true broadcasting legend. And here's the point, Dan. I obviously defend her right to say it. I just wonder whether she was mindful of the kind of physical and verbal attacks that this academic has faced purely for pointing out that there are two biological genders.
I completely understand what you're saying. I did go back and watch the interview, actually, between Lorraine and Kathleen Stock, and I thought the interview, what was broadcast, was actually very respectful. And they both said, we know that we disagree with each other, and isn't that great? Because we're having a civil conversation. And my issue with the universities, where I completely agree with you, is they don't believe that Kathleen Stock should even have a platform to express, by the way, a point of view which is scientific fact, in my opinion. But Mark Dolan...
well, no, that's the point, Dan. I hate to interrupt you.
Yes,
I hate to interrupt you, but that's the key point, right? Which is that I was reading in the Telegraph about Kathleen Stock today, and it talked about the reaction to her views. And you mentioned the word opinion. These are not opinions or views. It is a biological scientific fact. It's taught at GCSE biology and A-level. And Professor Robert Winston went viral on Question Time on the BBC, saying that every cell in the body has a biological sex and it cannot be changed. He said, I'll get hate mail for saying this, but that's why we've got to die on this hill, Dan. And I totally agree. I love Lorraine, and let's have all views, of course, but let's not rewrite the rules of science. And as you know, this new university is coming along, an anti-woke university in Austin, in Texas. And this is all part of the fight back. The BBC have cancelled their contract with Stonewall, their diversity champion scheme, which is a brainwashing exercise at best. So the fight is on. But you know the biggest development of all is a brand new current affairs channel called GBNews, Dan.